Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakwadash. I want to give double honors to the elders and apostles at Great Millstone that taught me this truth and rule well. And I want to say Shalom to Akhman Akhlat out there pursuing this truth diligently. Coming at you once again with another lesson. This one's titled Some Words on Circumspection. And this is something that kind of like impromptu, you know, if I'm using that correctly. It was just something that was on the mind. You know, yesterday at work, you know, I didn't really think about it until now. But there was, you know, an incident or something, you know, the popo had to roll in and grab someone out the store. All right, undercover too. They rolled up undercover. They flashed, you know, me and my buddy up at the counter. You know, flashed the badge at us, undercover as hell, and then ran back and then pulled this dude out the building. And we were kind of just probably like, what the hell, you know? We thought they had to use the bathroom or something, but it was like I don't know, it was big. And they had this dude. They were wheeling him out, not wheeling him out, but they had him, you know, coming out in cuffs out in the store in front of everybody to see. And we were curious, man, because, you know, they had undercover, and then outside, you know, there was an undercover cop, and then more and more. There was a team at first, you know, like 4 dudes came in. It was like 2 dudes, and then like a couple dudes behind them, and then there were some dudes outside, you know, all undercover. They had unmarked police vehicles and everything. It was wild, and we were wondering what it was. All right, we were wondering what it was, and I wanted to go and ask, but I said, you know what, let me not, because that's not really circumspect. All right, you don't know what type of shit that dude's involved in. Fuck around, you know, he ends up being part of the cartel or something. You know, and he's like, you know, yeah, man, I saw him, you know, or whatever. You know, who knows? You just never know. So I said, you know, I'm not gonna do it. All right, and the dude that I was working with, he's a dude I'm cool with at work, and I was like, yeah, he wasn't gonna do it either. I'm like, yeah, you know, we'll just wait, see if we can figure anything out. And we ended up waiting, and we ended up finding this dude was like a fugitive, wanted for several crimes, I guess, in several places or something like that. He had a multitude of things that he did. But yeah, and they had like the sheriff, like the marshal. I mean, it was bad. Whatever he did was some crazy shit. Didn't look like a guy that would do some crazy shit though. So hey, that shows you gotta watch these people, man. He looked like a regular dude. But you know, and I was just thinking about that again today, you know, and because I ended up waiting. I ended up getting the information because one of the cops came in because I had to use the bathroom. And I said, hey, I'm curious, you know, once the situation was weighted out better, you know, it was just him, it wasn't out there and with lights shining and everything, I wasn't going to walk out there, wouldn't have been circumspect. All right, you don't know what's going on there, you don't know, and the guy was sitting there on the cuffs. All right, go out there, walk in front of him. I don't know what type of connection he has or what. Okay, so that's where the topic of circumspection goes. All right, and just by waiting, all right, the cop came in, used the bathroom. I said, hey, what's going on, you know, because we got to, you know, I have to write this down, you know, you can't just be getting arrested in the store, you know, without getting, you know, banned from the store, you know, that's policy, you know. So I was like, ah, shit, you know, I used the policy. I was just curious. I don't give a fuck about the policy of the store. I was just curious, but I told him, I was like, hey, can you give us any information at least? And he gave us a little bit of information. I was like, all right, that's interesting. But you know, it wouldn't have been circumspect to just walk out there right when they have the guy on the curb. And even though they're, you know, I probably could have. It's just not, you know. Then that guy would see me. He knows me if he ever gets out, which ain't looking like likely, you know, because that many cops and that type of. He's a fugitive. They said he was a wanted fugitive. That's prison time. So it's looking like you got a couple years, buddy. So he's probably going to be in there when Babylon's destroyed with that type of shit that he did, man. That's probably it. That's probably the last ounce of his freedom. He's probably going to be in there. So-called freedom, right? He's probably going to be in there when the bombs are dropping. So keep that in mind. But that's really what spawned a little story time, right? A little story time. I had to start off with story time because that's really where the whole topic of circumspection came from. Because I was thinking about it yesterday, and I said I wouldn't do that. I'm not going to do that because that really wouldn't be circumspect. And I was thinking about it today, and I said, man, because I was trying to find a topic to make a lesson on. I said, you know what? Circumspection. All right, we're going to do it on circumspection. So this is some words on circumspection. Okay, and we're going to start up. I didn't even get the Bible here because I was in such a hurry to get the lesson started up. But Ephesians 5 and 15 through 16 This is where this, well, it's not where it all comes from. All right, but this is the big highlight scripture, right? As a commandment is how to be. Ephesians 5 and 15. Ephesians, Salakia, 5 and 15 through 16. It says, "See then that you walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise, redeeming the time, because the days are evil." So this isn't necessarily a lot of this isn't necessarily pertaining to my story. All right. A matter of fact, throughout my life, I could probably go and reach examples of when it would have been better to be circumspect throughout my life. Times I've almost gotten in arguments or fights, all right, because of some shit I've said. All right, but that's not really on the forefront now. Okay, this is I recollected, right, yesterday's brain working of the brain, and as my brain's not working right now. What's the word? Thinking process. That's the one. If I could, manage to get a thinking process in the first place going, Salakia. But we're talking about the thinking process that I had yesterday. It wouldn't be circumspect to go out there, walk in front of all those cops. All right, walk in front of then they're question me, and then I'm looking weird. All right, and then on top of that, that dude's sitting out there. You don't know what type of connection he has, cartel, gang member, violent. Who knows? Who knows, man? All right. So that's just circumspect, and that's really, we got to get what that word means. All right, to be able to understand what we're talking about. Circumspect means what?
Circumspect.
It means wary and unwilling to take risks. Going out there in front of cops and a fugitive is a risk. You don't know if the cops are gonna flip out, say something to you, start questioning you. All right, who knows? Now you're caught up in a situation. Now I didn't have my ID on me either that day. All right, because I forgot my wallet. So that would have been an issue. Who knows? I didn't even remember about that until just now. They're probably gonna ask for your ID. I don't have it on me. Sorry, forgot my wallet at home. No ID, nothing. And then you got a fugitive out there who knows what they're involved with, that could have connections, saying, yeah, hey, this guy so and so was questioning the cops and looking at me and blah 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 blah. That would be a risk, man. You don't want to do that. That's a risk. So circumspect is to be wary and unwilling to take risks, cautious, wary, careful, guarded, on one's guard. All right, what else do we got? That's pretty much the good ones right there. So you want to be cautious. All right, and the biggest way, and you could be circumspect in multiple ways. That on the grand scale of things would be a smaller level of circumspection. All right, there's a smaller example of using circumspection. There's certain ones, someone's screaming in your face. You don't want to say, what, bitch? What, bitch? What? Because then you're going to find out what. All right, and what's going to be some chrome pressed to your dome. All right, or a knife. All right, or a street teacher says a sharp-ass knife. That sharp-ass knife. Yeah, because it's true, man. You got to be circumspect. You don't know what situation's going on. I've had someone try to threaten me with knives or a knife, all right, by kind of flexing it on me at the same job. All right, I've had someone kind of like have it on his hip, and he was like kind of reaching for it while looking at me and shit. Not necessarily pull one out and flip it, all right, but at the same time, you gotta be. He was wild. This guy was fucking unhinged, man. He was clearly something mentally not right with this guy. Looked like he just got off the prison bus. All right, something's wrong with him. Okay, and I couldn't help him with what he was wanting, and I was trying to explain that, but he just wasn't getting it. He thought it was a me issue. I said, look, man, I can't help you. It's more than I've already given you. And then he eventually went away. All right, and of course, prayed to Yahweh Shemi Shai, right, that this demon goes away, and then everything was fine. But you got to be circumspect. What it would have been like, what you gonna do with that knife, bitch? What you doing, bitch? And then I would have, I don't know, pulled a screwdriver out from somewhere. What would that have done? Hell, one of us would have probably ended up getting stabbed. All right, and probably me, because I'm in the truth. I'm the one that's supposed to be circumspect, so probably would have been me. So you gotta watch out. You gotta be circumspect. You gotta be careful, cautious, on one's guard. All right, you can't just go around saying whatever you want, whenever you want. All right, you can't just, you just can't do it, man. You just can't. All right, and that's something you're taught in the world. Never back down. Don't be a bitch. All right, sometimes you gotta back down. All right, sometimes it's better to be alive and to be thought of as a bitch than to be a thug and be in the grave. Okay, So, you know, what's that gonna do? Yeah, he was a thug. Pour one out, all right, and you're dead. So what do you have now? Nothing. All right, you're up in the spiritual realm, man. You're done. So, all because what? You didn't want to be thought of as a bitch. Well, now you're thought of as a corpse. Okay, so you got to be, you know, circumspect, man. Circumspect. You know, sometimes it's just, hey, sometimes you have to back down, man. That's just how it is. You don't want to, if it's a situation that you see only getting elevated, unless you back down, perhaps back down. All right, perhaps. All right, and I'm not saying, you know, if someone's, you know, if you have to come to blows, you have to come to blows. That's it. You know, there's not much you can do about that. But if there's a situation, you know, where it doesn't have to come to blows, and matter of fact, you can say, hey, look, man, I don't really want none of this. I'm not even trying to start any issues with you. All right, we got off on the wrong foot. Look, my bad. And then, however you do, however, take your exit and get away from this clearly mentally unstable individual. Okay, this clearly mentally unstable, clearly ridden with demons. All right, clearly violent, hostile beast that you're currently dealing with. Well, that sounds like bitch shit. You never back down, never back down. Well, you're the type, never back down. Go ahead and keep elevating it then. If you never back down, go ahead and keep on elevating it. Next time someone presses you, go ahead and elevate it. See where it gets you. It's not gonna get you anywhere good. What you gonna do? I ain't gonna have you talking to me, treating me like a bitch. I never back down. Yeah, you never back down. I never back down. What you gonna do? This is what I'm gonna do. You go, pah! And you're smoked. That's what you got. Congratulations. How was it? Was it good? Did you figure that out? Was it great? It seems like you're dead now, so it doesn't really work out now, does it? It's dumb, man. It would have been much better to be like, look, man, I don't know if I said something to offend you or what, but I'm not trying to have any issues. My bad. I'm gonna take my leave and then just go somewhere else. If you're in a store or somewhere, just go do your shopping somewhere else. Throw up a prayer to Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, and that's that, man. Don't, you know, because you could either be alive and continue to go get your groceries, or you could be bleeding out in aisle 3. Which one do you want, man? Which one do you want? And that's the thing. Jake has a hardhead ass problem with having to prove themselves. Really, that's a big thing with Jake, having to prove themselves all the time. I ain't no bitch. Well, you know, you're not a bitch, but you're in a ditch. Congratulations, you're dead. You're bleeding out. All right, you got 245 caliber bullet holes blasting out through your goddamn back. All right, or 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, stab wounds all up in your guts, man. So that's why you got to be circumspect, because anytime you say, "What are you gonna do, bitch?" or "Why are you pressing me? Get up off me, bitch!" Anytime you do that, guess what? That's a risk. That is a risk. Okay? You do not know who you're dealing with. Some people do not care. Some people don't have anything to go home to. You don't know who you're dealing with. Someone starts pressing you in the store. You don't know what happened to them that day. Their wife could have said, "Fuck you, Dave. I'm leaving. I'm taking the kids." "Oh, well, please don't go, baby." And then, you know, they found out that their dog died. And then their mom called and say, "Hey, Grandpa Bill, he just passed. He didn't make it." You know, and then you say, "Oh, shit. No." And then, you know, they come in, you know, and because this happened and that happened, your wife left you. Now you're homeless. They're taking the house. You got to repossess shit. You got to give the car back because you can't afford the payment. And then this guy's already mentally unhinged. You say some shit to him. He says, "You know what? Fuck it. I ain't got nothing in my left. Bah. Left in my life. I messed up. Fuck it. I ain't got nothing left in my life. Bah, 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 bah." And now what? Now you're on the other side of the sword, because you don't know what this fucking guy is capable of. You don't know if he's crazy. These people got demons on him, man. Verse 16, Ephesians 5 and 15 through 16. "See then that you walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise." Verse 16, "Redeeming the time, because the days are evil." The days are evil. Look, the love of many is waxing cold. All right, love of many. Let's go and get that one. We just had 15 people killed in Prague. All right, Prague. 1 John 4 and 1. That's not the right one. This is Matthew 24 and 12. "And because iniquity shall abound, because wickedness and wickedness and wickedness and sin on sin, and people doing wickedness and sin and mixing it sin and wickedness and evil and doing all this weird shit. All right, and it's getting worse and worse and worse. The love of many shall wax cold," because of all that iniquity. "And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold." Okay, because of all that, these people, listen closely and listen here. These people are fucking nuts. Okay, They're fucking nuts. They're knucking futs, as they used to make shirts that said knucking futs, right? So these people do not care about your life. They do not care about your wife. They do not care about your kids. All right, they don't give a fuck if Timmy grows up to be an adult. They don't give a shit. They'll stab him in the fucking face. They don't care. These people are crazy. These people are demons. Okay, these people are people that support the murder of unborn children. All right, they support sodomy and all sorts of. You think they look, man? These people are wild. They got spirits on them. They got spirits on them. Okay. And a lot of them are the spirit of vengeance is gonna hop on them, and they're gonna be doing some work for the Lord. Okay, they're gonna be doing some of His work, which is judgment. And you don't want to be. We just did the judgment report yesterday, I believe. Was it yesterday? No, the day before yesterday, Salakia. So on the 20th, man. And today, not today, but yesterday, you got the Prague shooting, 14 dead. See, it said 15. Now I guess it's saying 14. Maybe they thought one was dead and it's not. But it's, so they had one in Prague and 14 dead, a mass shooting. It only happens in America. It only happens in America. Ban guns. Ban guns. It only happens in America. This is Prague. I wonder what the Prague. I wonder what the gun laws are in there. Gun laws. Huh. Yeah, so among the most permissive gun laws in the EU. So they allow guns over there. So I didn't know if it was like something that, he just happened to obtain, which guns are banned in the UK, all right, in England, but you still see all these little ghetto boys running around the streets shooting each other up, as well as mostly stabbing, but saying some weird shit before they stab you too. Oh, boy, I'm gonna stick you one mean. Can't take them seriously. It's ridiculous, but they got demons on them too, and it's so. Look, man, these days are evil. The times are just they're fucking crazy, man. Okay, you don't want to get yourself in a bad situation. Okay, you don't want to get yourself in a bad situation. Let's get some more in scriptures, because I'm just talking too much. So one more time, let's get Matthew 24:12 again before I close it out. It says, "And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold." So these people do not care about you, Jake. They don't care about you. They don't care about if you got a family to go home to. They don't understand the life. Not meaning of life. They don't understand the gift of life. They don't understand it. They don't understand that, it's lights out for you. That's it. And then you're up in the spiritual realm. They don't care about the memories and things you formed with your family. They don't care about those things. They don't care that you got, a father and a mother and a child and a wife that are waiting for you to come home. They do not give a shit. That's why we got to be circumspect. Proverbs 21:23. Whoso keepeth his mouth and his tongue keepeth his soul from troubles. Shut your goddamn mouth. Don't run it, all right? Or else it can be stopped for you, all right? In its tracks as it's running, okay? Proverbs 21:23, once again. Whoso keepeth his mouth and his tongue keepeth his soul from troubles. Don't get yourself into some shit because you had to say some shit, okay? It's imperative. It's imperative. It's imperative. That's the whole message of the day. All right, and there's multiple different levels of using circumspection. Sometimes we always use the example of fights. That's what I've been using this time, fights. But you don't know any, if you, it wouldn't be circumspect. Here you are, or you got 5 cars coming at you, and you fucking slam on the gas and you try to make it across the intersection. It wouldn't be circumspect. That's a risk. That you should be unwilling to take a risk. That is a risk. Why are you taking that risk? I might make it. Just wait, man. Just wait until there ain't no cars there anymore, and then take it. What are you in a rush for? Death? What are you in a rush for? What did my dad always used to say? No, it was I think it was my grandmother. She used to say, in a rush for an early grave, all right, or something along those lines. In a rush for an early grave. My dad used to always say late for a screw, so that's something different. Why are they driving so fast? Are they late for a screw? Old ass saying. I've heard it before, but one of those sayings not used too much now. But in a rush for an early grave or something is like I think what my grandmother used to say. So yeah, what are you in a rush for? Or an early grave? Why? What? You can't wait until those cars pass, and then take it. You gotta slam and fucking drive out in front of it, and you know, damn near drift, slide up, and then oh, made it. Well, congratulations, fucking barely, you know. So, you know, that's an example of not being circumspect. That's stupid. That's a risk. That's dumb. Why would you do that? What else would be not circumspect? It wouldn't be circumspect to, you know, there's many examples. Anything you would take a risk on. You know, it wouldn't be circumspect to jump from a roof to another roof instead of just getting the ladder, all right, on doing construction work or something. I don't know. We got to get to that other roof. I'm going to go ahead and jump. I don't know. It's about 4 feet. I can probably make it. But why would you take that risk? Just get the ladder, go on down, go to the other building, and keep it moving. Why would you take that risk? Okay? Circumspection, again, is being wary and unable and unwilling to take risks. Wary and unwilling to take risks. Careful. Being careful. Okay? Circumspect. I wonder what the Blue Letter Bible has to say about it. Honestly. Let's go and see. Circumspect. What word does it go back to?
Strong's G 199. Akribos.
Akribos. To live carefully, circumspectly, deviating in no respect from the law of duty. Okay? So to live carefully. What does the root word go back to? Yeah, check it out. Exact. Careful. What is this word? How do you pronounce this one?
Strong's G 196. Akribes.
Alright.
Akribes.
Akribes. Exact. Careful. Alright. In definition 2, you know, I mean, even the more minute precepts of the law and tradition. I mean, that's good too. Of course, right? You're supposed to be keeping the law. We can't keep it perfectly, but, you know, but to be careful. All right. Simply circumspect is to be careful. All right. Really, at the end of the day, that's what it means, to be careful and cautious, to be on your guard, and don't be an idiot. Don't be a fucking moron. All right. Which Jake likes to get heat. And you got to realize that getting heated will cloud your judgment. You know, it makes you not think, you know, you're not thinking normally. Okay. You're thinking, oh, this, you know, this person, that, and you're in a fit of rage, and that fit of rage can be your last, man, if you're not careful. You know, and you're taught this way. And I wanted to get Ecclesiastes 10 and 6. That's why we have it up, because, you know, you're taught that, you know, oh, never to back down. Don't be a bitch. All right. Don't be a pussy. All right. Man up. All right. And well, man up's really different, but man, they use it in the wrong term now. You know, man up, you know, fight. No, you know, that's dumb. Or that, you know, I'm gonna fuck you up, man. I ain't gonna look like no bitch. And that's just really dumb. That's just stupid. Okay. You'd rather be alive and look like a bitch than be dead and to what, look cool. What do you get from that? What do you get from that, man? Yeah, at the end of the day, you might be a bitch, but guess what? You live to see another day. All right, and you ain't no bitch, really. You're taking Babylonians' construct and interpreting it as that. You know, they say, oh, don't be a bitch. It's not a bitch to you know, look at a lion. Look at a lion. Okay, if lions are well regarded, strong creatures. Let's go get a picture of a lion. All right, I love lions. All right, I like cats. Really, I'm a cat guy, but cats are just great. All right, but big cats, I like lions, tigers, bears. Oh my, right? But we'll just get a lion. We'll just get this guy chilling. All right, but you know, you got you know, look at, you don't. They even call a lion a pride. You know, the lion. They call it a pride of when you have groups of lions. And you see, when you think of lions, you think of, you know, bravery, strength, courage. But even a lion, okay, knows when to not get itself in a fucking situation. Okay, even a lion knows when it has a battle that cannot be won. All right, even a lion will not fight a battle that it cannot win. All right, unless it absolutely has to. Unless it absolutely has to. All right, then it will fight as hard as it has ever fought before. Okay, but it's not gonna go looking, all right, for trouble with animals that it knows it cannot fuck with. All right, so keep that in mind. All right, and that goes back to circumspection. All right, and wisdom. All right, because lions are very wise animals. They're very wise animals. They're cautious. They're watching. All right, if you've ever owned a cat, you will know they're very cautious. They don't do stupid shit a lot. Sometimes they do, but some cats are dumb. All right, but you know, before they do something, what do? If you've ever had a cat, what do? They watch it. All right, from afar. They look at it, see what's going on with it. Then they move in. All right, get a closer look if it doesn't seem too dangerous. All right, and be more inquisitive. Check it out. Maybe even bat at it a couple times. See what it's all about. Smell it. All right, you know, and then from there, you know, go for it. All right, if it's deemed, you know, safe or something that's, you know, okay. All right, if you've ever had like certain items that cats don't like, they'll, you know, they'll fuzz all up. All right, they'll get all puffed up, and they'll you know, they'll look at it from afar. They'll start making that weird right from afar because they don't know what the fuck it is. But then once it's not a threat, they'll okay, cool, it's not a threat. You know, they're not dumb. They don't just rush right in. All right, they don't just rush right in and get fucked up. So, but you know, you're taught that that's the cool thing to do. You're taught that that's what courage is. You're taught that that's what you know, strength is. All right, and it's just not the case. This is Ecclesiastes 10:6. It says, folly is set in great dignity, and the rich sit in a low place. That's why you have these people like Jerome Hyman saying dumb shit, saying that, oh, you know, wisdom is for cowards. All right, and you better never back down from a fight. There's some times we're gonna want, so you're gonna say you're gonna go and fight, you know, 30 people. 30 people. What? So you're not a coward, so you can show how courageous you are? No. It better be. You'd be better off to just be called a coward. It doesn't make you a coward. It does. And the thing is, a lot of the things that you know, they call backing down cowardly or you're a bitch. It doesn't make you a coward. It doesn't make you a bitch. All right. It makes you smart. All right. It makes it circumspection. It makes you smart. Okay. You know, that's it. You know, you wouldn't be a bitch if someone said, "Hey, let's go in the ring. You're gonna be fighting Mike Tyson or Muhammad Ali in his prime." You wouldn't be a bitch. You would be smart to not fight them, to go and do that, because you go and fight, you go and fight Muhammad Ali back in his prime. I think he's dead now, but back in the day, you know, back in those days, you'd be a fucking idiot if someone said, "Yeah, you a bitch if you don't fight Ali. You a bitch. You better go in that ring. You a bitch. Oh, you're gonna back down. You're a coward." You're not a coward. You're smart. You're gonna come back with your fucking jaw knocked around like you're a goddamn Looney Tunes character. You know, they're gonna hit you. Is it, you know, has how you know, what was his name? Daffy Duck. They used to get slapped. His beak used to fly around his head. Get all of that. That's what's gonna happen. You're gonna look like a fucking idiot. Okay. You know, well, I was no bitch. I'm like, yeah, but now you got a concussion. Congratulations. You're not a bitch, but now you got brain bleeding. And congrats on your brain bleed. You know, get well soon. It's dumb, man. But that's the thing. That's all ideologies of the world. They, you know, because that folly is set in great dignity. And that's folly. What is folly? First of all, folly. We got what circumspection mean, but what is folly?
Folly.
Lack of good sense. Foolishness. A lack of good sense. And going and fighting, you know, fucking Holyfield or whatever his name was, or Ali, or Mike in their prime would be fucking stupid. All right, that would be a lack of good sense. I ain't gonna be no bitch. That's a lack of good sense. Yeah, you're gonna be slapped up. All right, and then you're gonna look like a bitch. I ain't gonna be no bitch. I won't back down. And then you're gonna come with your eye all black and blue, your lip off to the side, or your ear swelled up. You know, can't breathe out your nose because it's all swollen up and shit. Because it's all swollen. And then you're gonna look like a bitch. But you didn't want to be one. But you look fucked up now. So you see the situation is you can't take, you know, Babylon's words for what they say. You know, and oh, you're a bitch if you do this. Or, oh, you know, you can't, you know, they don't know. They don't know. These people get in fights and flip people off in the car and end up getting shot up. You're going to take advice from people like that? You're going to take advice from people like that? That would be folly. That would be a lack of good sense. That would be dumb. That would be stupid. But again, Ecclesiastes 10:6, folly is set in great dignity and the rich sit in low place. When we say, hey, don't do those things, that's stupid. You know, that's seen as, you know, weak. It's not weak, it's smart, all right? There's, you know, even the United States military, considered very strong, they're not, they're weak. But given an example for them, because at times the U.S. military was very strong, okay? And the U.S., at one point in time, all right, knew when to advance, all right, when to send out troops, when to hold them, and then what? There's a special term in military called falling back. All right, falling back. Why would you ever fall back? That's pretty cowardly, isn't it? That's pretty bitch-like, isn't it? Why would you ever fall back? To retreat? To retreat? Why would you ever keep advancing forward? Yeah, you're gonna have no fucking troops if you do that. All right, sometimes you gotta fall back, and it's not cowardly. It's smart. It's smart. It's circumspect. All right, it's being wise. It's not being a fucking moron. If some guy comes up to you and he's 7'8", all right, 375 pounds of fucking muscle. What are you gonna do, little boy? You want to fight? And you're gonna say, yeah, I'm gonna fight. I ain't no bit. You're gonna get squished, man. It's gonna be you fighting Donkey Kong, dude. You know. And here you think. But that's how Jake thinks, because folly set in great dignity. That's what they've been taught to think. That's what it is in Babylon. You can never back down from a fight. Never back down, ever. You know. Look. Sometimes you'd be wise too. Okay. If someone comes at you with 2 machetes, you know. Listen here, I'm gonna cut your stomach open, you know, fucking crazy motherfucker. And you're gonna say, yeah, come on, I'm gonna fight you. I ain't got no weapon on me. I'm gonna fight you with my fist. I ain't no bitch. You gonna do it then, or are you gonna back down? Which one are you gonna do? It's just Jake, man. It's that, you know, and people will lose their life over just not looking like a bitch. You don't. I want to look like a bitch. What you know? What you looking like a bitch is called. Is another word for looking like a bitch is being smart, I guess. All right. Because, you know, I don't want to look like no bitch. All right, cool. And there's a lot of dumb things with Jake. I ain't never gonna rap. I will. Even street teacher said, yeah, I will. You know what? You know, we're gonna save someone else's. You saw someone do something, you know, and the cops are investigating you. What you're gonna get? What is it, obstruction of justice or withholding evidence? You're gonna get in trouble because some fuck Ray down the street done did some shit and you don't want to say nothing. No, fuck it. Rat. Say some shit, snitch. All right, it don't matter. You know, he shouldn't have done his shit. Shouldn't have done the shit. That's how it is. You ain't real thug. You're right. I ain't a thug. I'm not a thuggy. All right, I'm not a thuggy. Which is a, you know, if there's, let's see. Thuggy, a thug. All right, a thuggy was an Indian network of secret fraternities who were engaged in murdering and robbing travelers and known for strangling their victims. You're right. I'm not a thuggy. You know, I'm not. You ain't no thug. Nope, sure I'm not. You might be, though. Proverbs 13:3, he that keepeth his mouth keepeth his life, but he that openeth wide his lips shall have destruction. What you gonna do, man? What you gonna say? What you gonna do? What you blah, 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 blah. You're gonna have destruction. All right, if you would have just kept your mouth, you can't keep your mouth shut though. Why? Because that's being a bitch. If you kept your mouth shut, that's being a bitch. That's backing down. All right, that's being a bitch. That's backing down. That's being weak. So you got to run your mouth, right? That's what you got to do. You're gonna have destruction if you do that. You're gonna have destruction. It says it right here. He that keepeth his mouth keepeth his life, but he that openeth wide his lips shall have destruction. Proverbs 13:3. And every situation is different. I can't give you an example for every situation. Some situations you might not want to back down from. Other situations you might have to. There's some situations where you might have to stand your ground. Okay? There's some situations where you might have to back down. There's some situations where you might have to speak up, and there's some situations where you have to keep your mouth. That's where you have to know circumspection. You have to know the you know, the event. All right, how it's going about the you know, how the event is going. I'm looking for a better word. The circumstances. All right, you got to know the circumstances. All right. So, and that doesn't mean, oh, you can never say anything. No, you know, there's certain situations where you might have to say something. Hey, man, you know, I don't want no trouble. Stop. You know, what are you doing? You know, what are you doing? You know, or you know, you gotta be careful with your words. You can't use my words. You know, if someone was pressing me, I'd just be like, look, dude, I don't want no issues at all. I don't understand. Did I offend you or what? You know, something along those lines. Did I offend you, or was this something? What's the issue? You know, you know, and of course say it in a better way at the time. And again, you know, figure out why this dude's flipping out in the first place. You know, because a lot of times they're just, you know, I don't like the way you looked at me. I wasn't looking at you any type of way. Well, I thought you were. Well, I wasn't, man. I don't have any problems with you. Oh, well, I thought you were mad dogging me, man. I just got out of prison, and that's how they mad dog. Nah, dude, I wasn't mad dogging you. I ain't got no problems with you. I don't know you. I just met you. Oh, my bad, dude. I didn't mean to overreact. You know, other than, why you looking at me like that, bitch? Your eyes all crooked. Stop looking at me. I don't like you when you look at me like that. And, you know, what? See? That's cowardly. You talked him out of... No, it's better to use your wits if you can. All right? It's better to use your wits. You have a brain. Use it, Jake. You don't have... What's a brain? That's Jake. They don't know what a brain is. They don't use their brain. Okay? This is Proverbs 13:3 once again. He that keepeth his mouth keepeth his life. And what if that guy would have stabbed you? All right? If you just keep your mouth, all right, and don't escalate things and actively de-escalate, all right? And guess what? You might be able to get out of that situation alive. You know, and the Most High puts you in these situations, you know, and He knows how you're gonna act. But you know, because if you did the wrong thing, that could be your last day right there. Knocked out, bop bop, stabbed up. Who knows? So there you go. He that keepeth his mouth keepeth his life, but he that openeth wide his lips shall have destruction. Now I don't know if I have another one. But let's go and get spit on a spark. Let's go and get that. Showing you that sometimes you gotta, you know, extinguish that flame. You're trying to blah 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 blah. All right, and you gotta spit on it and blow. You know, let's go get the scripture. It'll explain better than I. This is Ecclesiastes 28:12. It says, "If thou blow the spark, it shall burn." Someone's starting issues with you, and you say, "What you gonna do, bitch? I'm sick of looking like a bitch. I never back down. All right, I'm never circumspect. Right? I'm never circumspect. I'm never wise. Come on, fight me." Guess what? It's gonna burn. That fire is gonna get bigger, 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 bigger. And you're gonna have a bonfire, and you're gonna get shot up or dead or worse. Who knows? All right. If thou blow the spark, it shall burn. If thou spit upon it, it shall be quenched. And both of these come out thy mouth. Here you got a flame going. What are you doing, man? What you doing? Why you looking at me weird? Why you looking at me? I wasn't looking at you any type of weird, man. I don't know you. I just met you. I don't want no issues. I have no issues with you. I don't know who you are. I don't know if I looked at you some type of way. I didn't mean it. My bad. You know? Or I didn't know. Sorry, I overreacted. It's all good, man. We're good. We're cool. You know? And that's it. And that would be an example of spitting upon a spark. All right, this guy's already burning. What are you gonna do? Add fuel to the fire, or are you gonna spit on it? Well, that's being a bitch. That's being a bitch. We can go on and get around here and go get shot up next week. Go get stabbed up next week. All right, go get, you know, whatever situation, because apparently you don't understand it. You don't get it, okay? This is advice, all right? This is from the Lord. Don't do it. Do not do it. And there's some situations where you're going to have to fight. It's going to go anyway, and you're going to have to fight. And Lord willing, that doesn't happen. Every once in a while, it does. Very, 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 very rarely, all right? And sometimes not at all. But you can avoid these situations through I've seen it at work. Someone at my job almost got his shit rocked, like last month. All right, because he was fucking, you know, being condescending as fuck with his speech. And I was like, oh, some dude said, that's it. You know, we're gonna fade it out right now. And the guy was all talk and all walk. And I knew the guy, so I was trying to calm down. I'm like, look, dude, it's not even worth it, man. He was a young kid, dumbass. He's not allowed in that location anymore because he got banned. He's a fucking idiot. But you know, I tried to, you know, because I was cool with one of the dudes. He was cool with. I'm like, bro, what's going on, man? He's like, I don't know, dude. I think bro's just having a bad day. I'm like, I don't know, dude. It is wild. But I was like, look, dude, it's not worth it. Because honestly, like, if you hit him, the cops are gonna be called and you're gonna get banned. All right, you're gonna get banned. You're not gonna be allowed up here anymore. So what do you want to do? All right, what do you want to do? And he's like, I don't care. It's about disrespect. And that's an example. He was ready to go all in for it because someone disrespected him. And they were both wrong. They were both wrong. He shouldn't have got so mad because someone was disrespecting him like that and ready to fight to go to jail. All right. And two, the other guy, the dumbass coworker that I was working with, shouldn't have been fucking being condescending with his speech. Okay. So keep that in mind. Ecclesiastes 28:12. If thou blow the spark, it shall burn. If thou spit upon it, it shall be quenched. And both these come out of thy mouth. There you go. So which one are you gonna choose, Jake? We know it's gonna be the first one. You're gonna blow the spark. We know who you are. We know what type of person you are, Jake. You know, you don't want to be circumspection. Oh no! Let's get Proverbs 15:1. Let me grab a drink real quick. Grab one more. All right, go and get Proverbs 15 in verse 1. It reads, a soft answer turneth away wrath, But grievous words stir up anger. Again, same vein. You know, you got soft answers. You think I'm a bitch? No. You think I'm a bitch? Yeah. That what is that gonna do? If you say, you think I'm a bitch? No. That's a soft answer. You think I'm a bitch? Yes. That's grievous words. That's gonna stir up anger. And now you're gonna get punched in the face. And worse. Okay? So Proverbs 15:1, a soft answer turneth away wrath, but grievous words stir up anger. Again, a lot of time it's talking about fights, but it's not always dealing with fights. Okay? Circumspection, you know, it comes in a multitude of ways, and I can't fill you in on every way it's going to be used. Sometimes it's not getting yourself in a situation. All right? Sometimes it's not anything that would be taking a risk. All right? It wouldn't be circumspect. All right? Wouldn't be circumspect. Okay? Now, it wouldn't be, in for example, you know, who knows? I don't know. It wouldn't be circumspect to try to, I don't know, sleeping with coworkers ain't really, you know, circumspect, you know, especially if they're of like a management level, something like that. Sleeping with your manager would not be circumspect, because then what you do something and she or he, depending on who you are, doesn't like it, and then now, you know, I'm firing you because blah 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 blah, you know. Yeah, no, I'm not gonna go there. I'm not gonna be vulgar, but you know, so you didn't. Let me not. You know, it wouldn't be circumspect. You know, it wouldn't be It would not be circumspect. And I can't give you every example of every situation that would be circumspection. You know, but that would be an example of that's not circumspect. Going down a fucking big ass long ramp up into a loop on a skateboard ain't really circumspect. That's dumb. You know you can fall and break your neck. If you just ride a skateboard regularly, hell, if you just even, you know, do little tricks even here and there, I would say that's fine. But you know, you start doing that crazy shit. I'm ollie off this building to the next building. I'm gonna do a kickflip over this cop car. That's not circumspect. That's a risk, man. You know, don't do that. Don't do it. You know, and it doesn't mean any type of risk. All right, take, you know, again, you know, context, Jake. You know, I was gonna buy some stock, but you said it would be anything that's a risk. You can buy stock. Of course, it's gonna be a gamble. That's a gamble. That's different. If you're allowed to gamble, that's not really a risk. I mean, it is technically by definition of risk. You're risking your money, but circumspection really is risking your life, risking your well-being. Okay, risking money in the gambling is not really. You know, but it can be lack of circumspection. So if you take all your money from your check and you got rent to pay and a wife to feed and kids to feed, and you blow that gambling, that wouldn't be circumspect either. That would be dumb. That would be lack of circumspection. Okay, so it's not always a fight, but a lot of the time we touch on it, it is talking about a fight. But you know, that's why it's called some words on circumspection. All right, we're just having some words on it. Okay, so. You know, those are some examples of circumspection. Hell, what else? What else do you got? You know, going on a deep sea dive. I wouldn't consider that to be circumspect. We're gonna go explore. We're gonna go deep sea cave diving. That's not circumspect. You know how many people die doing that? We're gonna go spelunking. That's some white people shit. First of all, that's some Edomite shit. All right, no thank you. Count me out, buddy. That wouldn't be circumspect. To go and squeeze through caves and shit. Fuck that, dude. You better bring a gun with you in case you get stuck. You know, fuck. You know, god damn, that's a miserable death. You hope someone, you know, get some way out. I don't fucking know, man. I wouldn't do the shit. I wouldn't do it. Those Edomites that do it, I don't know why they don't bring guns. You know, worst case scenario, right? I don't know, because they ain't got nothing. They ain't got nothing. They ain't got no Lord to help them out. So, but that wouldn't be a circumspect situation. Sitting there playing Russian roulette, that's not circumspect. You know. That's not circumspect. You know, doing stunts like Jackass, that's not circumspect. What else? You know, there's a lot of shit that just ain't circumspect. You know, and you'll know what it is if you know what circumspection is. And circumspection is wary and unwilling to take risks. Okay? So, and again, we got a couple more, and then we're gonna close out. So we're gonna Ecclesiastes 28:18. It says, many have fallen by the edge of the sword, but not so many as have fallen by the tongue. A lot of people have been stabbed up, shot up, and killed, but not so many as have fallen by the tongue. A lot of people, those incidents have happened because they said some things, something came out of their mouth, okay, that shouldn't have, and that was their end. All right, we're gonna close out with this so it's fresh in the mind. Proverbs 18 and 21. Death and life are in the power of the tongue, and they that love it shall eat the fruit thereof. Once again, Proverbs 18 and 21. Death and life are in the power of the tongue, and they that love it shall eat the fruit thereof. There you go. So, hey, actually, you know what? And we're going to close out. We're going to close out with Ephesians 5 and 15. Just again, to keep it fresh on the mind. All right? Through 16. Ephesians 5 and 15. See then that you walk circumspectly, wary, unwilling to take risks, right? See then that you walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise, redeeming the time, because the days are evil. Use wisdom. Use wisdom. All right? So that's been some words on circumspection. We didn't cover it all. All right, there's, can't cover every single instance of when it would be, when to use circumspection. But once you know what circumspection is, you know these things about, being careful with your lips, careful with your tongue, watching your mouth, spitting on sparks instead of blowing on them, and learning what circumspection is, being wary, unwilling to take risks. Lord willing, you'll be able to understand when to implement that. All right, and be circumspect on a day-to-day basis. All right, it's something we all got to do. Okay. So with that, we're going to go ahead and close out. Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. Once again, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High, Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Dash. I want to give double honors to the elders and apostles at Great Millstone that taught me this truth and rule well. Shalom to you brothers and sisters out there. Keep enduring, keep the faith. We're almost out of here. Until next one, Lord willing, stay circumspect. Shalom.